Yeah, for us and Roku and our focus on original content, I mean, when we decided to build the Roku channel, we saw the number one search term across Roku's platform was free. And so we knew that consumers wanted free options. They wanted the ability to choose what they wanted to watch, when they wanted to watch, and the Roku channel has grown tremendously over the last 5+ years. The next transformation for us was around original content. So of course, Weird, which was a huge success across our platform, was great not just only for consumers, but also for marketers. For instance, T-Mobile was a sponsor of that program. They were able to align with the launch of Weird across our platform, whether it be the first thing someone saw when they turned on their Roku device or in the movie itself. So you'll see more coming from us in that area, and we're really focused on original content, but also in ways that make sense to Roku and that we can continue to grow, along with our marketers.
How have you figured out balancing your original strategy with the partners, because you distribute apps for so many of the other companies in this space?
Yeah, I mean, for us, one of the best things about being at Roku is that when other people win, we win as well. So we get to root for HBO having great content, like White Lotus is great for us, Netflix having great content, Peacock having great content. It's great for our platform, it's great for the consumers. And so, a really good example of that is for House of the Dragons. We created an entire destination across our platform on the left-hand nav. We highlighted some behind-the-scenes footage for House of the Dragons. We also did a brand studio show called Roku Rundown. And what that was it was explaining the characters from Game of Thrones. There's 5,000 characters, no one could keep them straight. And because we brought consumers into that process and showed them and reminded them how great Game of Thrones was, people who watched that video were 3.5 times more likely to subscribe to HBO Max and to watch House of the Dragons. So it was a great success for them as well. And that's one of the powers of the platform, is that what's best for our consumers, more content, more choice, is also great for Roku as a company.
You mentioned how often consumers search for free. There's been an explosion in fast channels, free ad-supported streaming platforms at a time when I think at one point people thought interruptive advertising was kind of over. What do you make of this shift and what's happened in the market?
Yeah, we've seen, you see linear TV is continuing to decline, so down 5% year over year. In the fourth quarter, streaming is up, I think is 18% year over year from time spent in the fourth quarter. And for us, we're seeing AVOD growing significantly faster than that. Consumers want more choice. They like the idea of live, and platforms and opportunities that are providing that to consumers are winning in this environment. And I think we've thought always that all TV will be streamed and all TV ads will be streamed, and it's an incredible opportunity for consumers, but also for publishers and for marketers.
How fast are you seeing brands adopt using first-party data and really doing sophisticated targeting in CTV right now?
One of the incredible benefits of streaming TV has always been that it's full of sight, sound, and motion, the largest screen in the home, but married to digital piping. And what that's allowed for is more sophisticated targeting, more sophisticated and precise targeting across our platform. And so when we first started the business, and I'll give a shout out to David Cohen, who was one of our first partners when he was over at MAGNA, and he always said to us, buying adults 18 to 49 is like buying a family reunion, right? That they have nothing in common, an 18 to 49-year-olds. And from our perspective, if there was better ways to find the right user at the right moment, because our platform could, then advertisers should. But we knew that this was always going to be a process, and the first thing for them to start to understand the power of the platform was to use age and gender, to use more Nielsen demographics. But over the last 8 years since we started the ad business, we've seen actually that's continuing to decline, and using first-party data, finding a more precise audience has become by far more predominantly used across our platform, which is better for marketers as well.
Toward that idea of finding more precise audiences, the industry's going through this currency evolution. I know Roku's worked with Nielsen. Are you part of those conversations? Do you have a stake in where that debate ends up?
Yeah, I mean, since the day we've started the business, our number one goal was to help advertisers understand the power of the platform. And so our focus was always to sign up as many measurement and currency partners from day one to understand, did it drive brand awareness, purchase intent, did it drive incremental unduplicated audiences, and the reason being that when an advertiser leveraged data across our platform, the chances that they come back and continue to spend doubled because they saw how well it performed. So from our perspective, we've been working with a lot of these partners over the years, and of course we've got a close partnership with Nielsen, but we work with iSpot and others as well, and so we just want to meet marketers where they are and to help them understand how the platform is performing for them.
How do you balance, there's a desire to have original CTV ad units and creative versus what traditional brands are used to buying?
How do we balance between those two different versions? And we actually just released a study last week with IPG Media Labs that shows the ad effectiveness on more bespoke and deeper creative experiences across our platform versus a traditional 15 or 30 second spot. And I think it's no surprise that when you do something that's more integrated, more personalized, it performs much better than a traditional 15 or 30 second spot. But then there's always a balance between how easy is it to scale, what assets do you have before, and that's a reason that we invested and stood up Roku's Brand Studio, was to help marketers tell a unique message in the streaming space, to really nod to what the consumer is doing at the time, to lean more into that environment. So we think that there's a great opportunity for more personalization, for deeper creative formats, and IPG study was a great example of why that matters for a marketer.
Lastly, privacy has been a big theme here at the IAB event. How would you grade how CTV is doing in that front? We're learning what we've learned from the display space.
I mean, from our platform, our number one goal is always to create the best consumer experience possible, and privacy is a key component of that. And so from our perspective, we think that it is a top area of focus for us, for Roku, and we believe that marketers understand that, and that it's a value exchange, and that you do have to make sure that the consumer is first. And that way you nurture them, you nurture the environment they're in, and that they continue to spend time to grow their time.